Both past and current reports on the gravity and severity of ransomware have really sent a chill down my spine. I keep wondering where on earth my data would be safe without the possibility of any risks. Early April 2016, for example, the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, and Homeland Security, DHS, provided new key insights on the impact of ransomware and cyber attacks. According to the DOJ, the Internet Crime Center, IC3, has received almost 7,700 public complaints on ransomware since 2005. To put it in a monetary perspective, the public has lost approximately $57.6 million in damages, including ransom paid to retrieve their files. Last year alone, as reported by the IC3, ransomware victims paid over $24 million in about 2,500 cases. Sadly, no agency or business is safe from this menace, as government agencies, small schools, law firms, police departments, and also hospitals are being targeted, and some have actually had to pay up to free their files. It is chilling to realize that this trend is set to worsen in 2016, especially after FBI predicts an increase in ransomware cases this year. But there is a catch. The FBI says that these incidents will increase if individuals and organizations don't prepare for these attacks in advance. So this gets me wondering, how can I protect myself from ransomware? Based on experience, I have realized that cloud backups are an excellent way of protecting myself from ransomware. But you may ask, how? I will give you 4 reasons why you need to consider cloud backup, and we're briefly going to be discussing Carbonite, one of the most popular online backup services out there. So, number 1 reason would be that cloud backups guarantee a failover. A ransomware attack could mean that your business halts operations for a while until you comply with a cybercriminal's demands, for example. In a busy business environment, this may translate to a work backlog, missed important deadlines, and eventual monetary loss. This costly business inefficiency can be avoided through cloud resiliency services, particularly disaster recovery as a service, or DRaaS. Gladly, Carbonite provides you resiliency, especially after Carbonite acquires Seagate eVault Backup Cloud in 2015 for $14 million, increasing its capacity and ability to handle both data backup for personal and business uses. One of the technologies that Carbonite was able to add to its portfolio was disaster recovery as a service, providing your business with failover in the cloud. Number 2 is backup solutions guarantee data recovery. How sure are you that you will still get your files intact after paying cybercriminals to access them? If you have some hope, well, let me shatter them a bit. Did you know that according to the Aberdeen Group's report, Software as a Service Data Loss, the problem you didn't know you had, 30% of data is lost because hackers deleted some info. This is why I recommend a backup system. Compared to other data recovery methods or paying ransom to access your files, a backup system sure saves you some money, because 60% of companies that lose their data will shut down within 6 months of the disaster. Just to show how popular backup systems are, Symantec's 2013 report, Avoiding the Hidden Costs of the Cloud, revealed that 47% of enterprises and 37% of small businesses lost data in the cloud and had to restore their information from backups. In the event that these businesses didn't have backup, they would probably end up shutting down within 6 months. So number 3 is you can access your files from anywhere. Usually, hackers will attack your system, preventing you from accessing any files and thereby bringing your business or personal endeavors to a standstill. Let's look at Medfield case, for example. In early February 2016, the town of Medfield in Massachusetts had to pay hackers $300 after a virus completely disabled the municipal computer network for a week. Due to this attack, operations were paralyzed in that week, affecting service delivery and much more. A few weeks later, school administrators in Horry County, South Carolina, had to pay hackers $8,500 to get rid of ransomware that had infected the school service. Those two cases perfectly display a scenario where your business or organization is handicapped. What if these two entities had considered cloud backup? Carbonite, for example, would help them access their files from any location by simply logging onto carbonite.com or using mobile apps for iOS and Android. And then there is number 4 in our list today, the ability to recover past file versions. Sometimes data loss is as a result of human errors, such as accidental deletions or overwriting data. Cases of accidental deletions, as reported by the Aberdeen Group, for example, are high, with 47% of businesses reporting this kind of data loss in the cloud. But what if you could recover files that you accidentally deleted or altered? What if you could access an older version of your file? Actually, one of the biggest advantages of cloud backup is the ability to recover older versions of a file or your whole data set. I have noticed that when using Carbonite, for example, I can go through my file history and retrieve a previous version. Usually, Carbonite gives me a 30-day version history, allowing me to go back at least a month in time and pick out my desired version. The ability to go back in time not only helps you retrieve files you accidentally altered, but also protect you from ransomware. A versioning feature in a cloud backup solution or any backup solution allows you to roll back to a file version you had before the systems were infected. Additionally, once you've been infected, creating new files would basically only spread the infection. Therefore, rolling back to a complete set of files before the attack is your best chance of getting things back to normal. And that's why choosing a cloud backup provider that allows you to create full system image backups is crucial. Now, there are a couple of services that can do this. We can, for example, look at iDrive if your business needs file synchronization as well. Otherwise, you may consider the, I believe it's called the Prime Plan or the Business Plan from Carbonite. And not only can you back up disk images, so entire operating systems, but also your server data. So how does the future look like? Well, obviously ransomware cases are set to increase if the latest reports by the FBI are anything to go by. We therefore cannot ignore the risk and instead better protect ourselves against these cyber criminals. Ensure that you get the best cloud backup service which caters to your needs, and frequently back up your files both in the cloud and locally. And it's not only relevant if you're a business which depends on critical data, but also if you're a consumer who just finished his or her novel to protect the thousands of photos of the last 5 years on your computer. In the event that you are attacked, ensure that you report the matter to the relevant authorities and use your backup to continue running the business while the issue is being sorted out. Well, I certainly hope you like this video and you found it really informative. And if you did, well, give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel where we will publish more important and interesting information for consumers and businesses all around the cloud. So I'm going to see you in our next video. Bye-bye.